well and staying safe. Because we're not able to meet on Sunday, we're also not able to have our children's Sunday school. So I wanted to offer this video as a way for you to help disciple your children and a way for them to continue studying the Bible the way they would every Sunday. To help me, I've got my partner here. I'm going to read what I read to Judah, which is also the same Bible that the stories that your children learn every week in Sunday school are out of. And so this week we wanted to read the story from Palm Sunday, because this week is Palm Sunday. So we see Jesus entering into Jerusalem and in his triumphal entry. See this, Judah? Look here. Ready? So here's the story of the triumphal entry. It was the time of the year that the Israelites celebrated Passover. Many Israelites had traveled to Jerusalem to remember what God had done when he rescued his people from slavery in Egypt. Jesus and his disciples traveled to Jerusalem when they neared Bethphage and Bethany near the Mount of Olives. Jesus sent 2 of his disciples ahead of him to a village. As you enter the village, Jesus told them, "You will find a young donkey tied there. No one has ever sat on it. Untie it and bring it here to me. If anyone says to you, 'Why are you doing this?' say, 'The Lord needs it.'" Jesus then was doing this to fulfill a prophecy by the prophet Zechariah that said the king would come humble, riding on a donkey. A very large crowd gathered. Many spread their robes on the road, and others cut branches from palm trees and spread them on the road. These were for Jesus to travel over. The crowds were praising God, shouting, "The King who comes in the name of the Lord is the Blessed One. Peace in heaven, glory in the highest heaven." They knew that Jesus was the promised king. Some of the Pharisees said to Jesus, "Teacher, tell your disciples to be quiet." And Jesus answered, "If they didn't praise me, the rocks would praise me." When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was shaken, saying, "Who is this?" And the crowds kept saying, "This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth in Galilee." During Jesus' triumphal entry, the people welcomed him as king. Jesus was the Messiah. The prophet Zechariah spoke and said, "Look, your king is coming to you. He is righteous and victorious, humble and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey." Psst. Hey. The foal of a donkey. So who did the people say Jesus was? They said he was the king who comes in the name of the Lord. Jesus is the king who comes in the name of the Lord. I'm praying that blesses you. I hope you can have a good time discussing that with your children this week. Thank you, Judah, for doing this with me. Praying for you guys.